Hey there, Heather Boyd Wire here, and today it's Tip Tuesday. So today I was inspired by Peggy and the Facebook group, the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club, to troubleshoot a little freeform ring to make a lariat necklace. Now Peggy didn't really know what a lariat necklace was, so I sent her a few links on what exactly it is. It's basically sort of an adjustable necklace that wraps around the neck, and then you just slide this, could go through a ring. There's many different types of designs. I have a tutorial that I'll link up below for another style which has beads on it. So I'm going to show you how to make this little ring out of 20 gauge wire and how to put together the lariat necklace. So you'll need your tools, you'll need a round form for the ring. I'm using a crochet needle to do the little springs, always the 20 gauge wire, some beads, and this is a 1.5 or 2 millimeter. It could either be a leather cord or this is waxed cotton. So to make the ring, just get your round form and a long piece of wire about 12-15 inches, and basically what you want to do is just wind it around. Probably 2 times is fine. If you have a very flimsy wire, thinner wire, you can always wrap it around more than that. And basically you're just going to wrap it around a couple of times so you have your round form. And then all I did was basically hold this with my thumb and finger, so these 2 wires are one beside the other, and then just bring this one through. So how you do this will depend on how long your wire is and how closely together you want it wound around. If you find your ring is bigger than you wanted, you can always pull it in a little bit. That's not a problem. You can always adjust that to be the size that you want. And then you're just going to, once you're happy with it, just go ahead and make sure there's like one wire on top of the other and go ahead and wind it around. So I don't think my wire is super long, so I'm going to keep on a bit of the conservative side with how tightly together I want the winding. So we're just going to go around here, and it makes a nice little decorative design, and this reinforces the ring, so it makes it a lot stronger. You could even, like I said, go around 3 times if you find that it's too flimsy. That's not a trouble at all. Yeah, I'm really keeping this loose because I don't want to run out of wire. And so as you get to the end, you need to, of course, finish off these ends. So we're just going to take this one and bring the wire back, so it just folds behind that piece, and then you want to cut it quite close, but enough that you can kind of pinch in that end so that end isn't sticking out and it's not sharp. So we're going to bring that one end in so it's like nice and tightly in there, and we're going to keep winding and around and around. I mean, you could really do anything with this type of design. You can even add little beads around the outside if you want it super fancy. So basically that's sort of a basic shape. And then of course this, you need to finish it around. So we're going to wrap that one just before you get to that little knob, and we're just going to bring that all the way around. And then the same thing, we want to finish it in a way that the end is really flush in there. So we're going to get our cutters and cut it, and then just make sure that end is like flat against that wire here, and you could check by rubbing it. So there we have our little ring, super cool. And then what we have to do is prepare some springs for the cord. So we'll put that at the side. We'll get a piece of wire. I always cut it a little too big, it's just easier that way. And we're going to get our crochet needle. You could, I guess, use maybe a bamboo skewer, but I find that it doesn't make as nice a curve, and sometimes it's hard to take off the skewer. So we're going to go around, so about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about, just depends on how tightly, and how long you want it to be. And then we're going to just bring it down here, make a little bit of a space, and then go around again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's probably more than enough, but you want them to be, more or less even. Doesn't matter if they're perfectly even. I pinched those together and we didn't need to do that. So now we're going to pull it apart, and what you want to do is first start by kind of clipping them apart, the two. I mean, you can make them separately too if you want. And then now we want to cut these ends so they're nice and flush. So there's one, and then this one too. Let's cut it so it's in on the same side. So we've got that one and that one. Okay, so we've got one spring there. You can actually buy these springs. You don't have to make your own if you'd prefer to buy them. And then we're going to clip this one here and then flip it around and make sure we're in the right position. Flip our pliers and clip that one here. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to attach the loop. So we're going to stick this spring on the end, and then we'll take our ring and then we're going to bend it back through the spring. So just, you know, hold it in the position that you want and then just wiggle it on there. It's a little easier with leather because the trouble with the cotton cord, it can fray a little bit, but this one's not too bad. So once you have it in the position, then you're going to just get your flat pliers and pinch this in place. So we're just going to take that and pinch the end a little bit, kind of wiggle it around if you have to, get it in the right position. You really want it to be pinched in well because you don't want it to come undone. If you want, you could put like a little drop of crazy glue in the spring too if you want, and or jewelry glue. And then we're going to flip it over and we'll get this end pinched in. So just very gently, you don't want to break through, especially if you're doing leather. Leather can snap, so you want to be careful not to pinch it so hard that it snaps the leather. So there we go. So there's one spring, and then we're going to form another one, and we'll just go ahead and do it before we create the little pendant thing, and bend it around again 3/4 of an inch and stick it, like really pinch the end ends in tightly so it won't fray. And once it's in there, you're going to do the same as before. You're just going to pinch the ends very gently but firmly enough that it doesn't come undone, and you could put a dab of glue if you wanted, but it should stay in place like this. Okay, so we have that end ready to go, and then to make your little dangling pendant thing for the lariat, we can just take a piece of wire and cut it. Doesn't have to be too long, maybe 4 inches. I have another tutorial that the little dangling piece is sort of more like a tassel, and that's super cute too. There's a lot you can do with this, and so we're just going to go ahead and do a little thing like that. You could also use a long head pin if you wanted to, and we'll put the miracle bead, of course, my favorite bead, metal spacer bead, a red glass bead. This one's super funky. A friend of mine gave me some of these metal beads, and another glass bead, 6mm, another spacer bead. It's a little smaller than the other one, but it's all I could find, and this one. So it's actually really super pretty with the metal beads, and then we want to just bend that at a bit of an angle. Get your round pliers, and to form the loop, this is going to dangle into the loop in the cord. So before you close it, stick it on the loop and then hold it with your flat pliers and wind it around a couple of times, however many times you need, and cut it flush in there. Don't cut your finger, and pinch that in here. And there you have your other little lariat, a necklace. So basically this goes around the neck, and then this hangs down like that. Super cute. So there's that one with the glass, and this one with a smaller ring with the hematite. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And if you'd like to join my Facebook group, the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club, I'll link it up below. And if you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wire wedding cake toppers and unique jewelry. I also send out a monthly newsletter, so if you'd like to sign up below, I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook, where I give a list of my supplies and materials and a few tips. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time.